Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of TZ Teaches. I'm Sir Pinkbeard, and in this video, I'm going to be covering the mesh modeling tool, Subdivide. Now in the past, Subdivide had its own little option in the toolbar. Unfortunately for Blender 2.8, that is no longer the case. We access Subdivide now by simply right-clicking and then choosing Subdivide. Now, if I were to do that, what we would see is that all the faces of our cube, because we had them all selected, are now subdivided, and so now there are 4 individual faces where there was once 1. But what Subdivide actually does is it increases mesh density on the selected edge or face, which then allows for a lot more detailed work. But it doesn't divide them the way that you might think based off first seeing this. So what Subdivide actually does, if we undo this and then select a single edge, is it actually subdivides whatever we have by cutting that selection in half. So if we have one edge select and we hit Subdivide, well, now we've subdivided this one edge. And in the past, it would have just added in a single vertex. But now what happens is it says, okay, that's a single vertex, and this edge is now 2 edges, but I need to make these faces kind of match up. So it's gone ahead and created triangles with that. Now the reason it probably did that is because of the operator panel. So let's undo that. We'll subdivide one more time, and then click the Create Ingons box. Now in our operator panel, the Create Ingons simply says, all right, I don't have to make faces out of this. I can simply just put in a vertice on this edge and cut the edge in half. And so now I've created 2 ingons. Without that checkbox, you've seen that it's now creating 3 triangles where each face was once a quad, because it's limiting that to 3 or 4 faces. So that's a new feature in Blender 2.8. It's actually a pretty cool feature in Blender 2.8, but that's how the Subdivide tool works. It cuts whatever it had or whatever is selected in half. So if we just then select these 2 edges and subdivide them, now we get a vertical edge through both of those faces, and then each side now gets the triangles. Or we can turn on Create Ingons, and it gets created as an ingon, and then we can select these and subdivide that, and it should have drawn an edge through, but the reason it didn't draw the edge through is because this face was not selected. So if we undo that, select this face, and then subdivide, now you can see that it's drawn an edge through. So if we go back to our original example, and we select everything in our mesh by hitting the A key, now we can right-click and subdivide, and we end up with 4 faces in one, but what it's actually done is subdivide the 2 edges, and then subdivide the 3 edges on each face to give us one fully subdivided face. Okay, so that's kind of an explanation on how the Subdivide tool works, but let's take a look at the Subdivide operator panel now. Now in the Subdivide operator panel, remember the operator panel allows us to change the settings of the last operation. So by default, Subdivide is only going to put 1 cut in, but if we increase this, you'll start seeing that it's adding in new cuts, and it's evenly spacing them, so that if we have 1 cut, it's now in the half. If we add 2, these are each at 33%, 3, now we've divided it into quarters, and so on and so forth. And we can take this all the way up to 10 if we'd like to. Now, I'm going to leave it at 10 just to show off some of the other settings because it's a little easier to see. But then we have the Smoothness Setting. And the Smoothness Setting allows us to change the roundness or the sphericalness of what we have subdivided. So we've subdivided the entire cube. If we increase the smoothness towards 1, you'll start seeing that now we basically have a sphere. And we can decrease this back down to 0 to get back to our cube. We also then have a quad corner type. We can kind of play around with this a little bit. I don't think it's going to change anything because we are working on a cube itself, but that might be a little different if we were working on something not so cubical. We then have the fractal type. If we increase the fractal, this just kind of runs a fractal pattern over the faces and applies a little randomness and random noise to each of the faces. Then we can move the face along the normal, which is just the direction that the face is actually pointing. And then we can change the random seed value so that we're not getting the exact same random pattern. So if we increase this fractal to, say, let's do something ridiculous, 2.5. right? That's what we have, but the seed value is 0. So if we increase this to 1, you'll notice the fractal pattern changes, and 2 changes back, and 3. And so you can kind of change 1 to seem what you want, take that fractal down a little bit more, maybe smooth it out just a bit. So you play around with these with your subdivisions. Now, as long as we don't confirm our click, we can keep modifying this using the operator panel. If we don't want to do that, we can just hit Control Z. And those things will work whether we have subdivided just one face or multiple. Now you'll notice that this face not only got subdivided, but it also got smoothed. And that's because the Subdivide tool remembers the settings, and so the next time you go to subdivide, those same things will be applied. So we subdivided this one face, we've done 3 cuts. It's got, let's set the smoothness to 0.3. There's a 0.7 fractal on it. And so what we can do now, just to test that, go down here, right click, subdivide. And while we don't get the same number of cuts, we do have the same settings for smoothness and fractal. So if we increase that number of cuts, it's very possible that we end up in a very similar situation as far as the way the new mesh looks, right? And if we uncheck the create n-gons box, it shouldn't create any n-gons from what we have subdivided, but because this face is an n-gon already, I'm guessing that it's just having a hard time figuring out where to do it, so it's not going to change anything. So if we do that on the first one, so let's go ahead and try that subdivide, and we leave the create n-gons unchecked, when we generate multiple cuts here, it's going to just try to figure it out so that it won't generate any n-gons. All right, and that is basically the Subdivide tool. This is a tool that you will use quite a bit of, especially as you begin and you're trying to get a handle on the other tools, but also just if you realize, you know what, I need more density or I need more mesh in this area because I have a lot more detail that I want to put in here. So very important tool, but that's the Subdivide tool. I'm Sir Pinkbeard, and I will see you in the next video when we start talking about our tools on our toolbar.